Well, hi there. We just felt it was really important to speak into the recent announcement
Yeah.
from the government that we would be again going into a national lockdown until Wednesday, the 2nd of December, where it will again be reviewed.
Mm.
Unfortunately, the actual new guidelines and restrictions will mean that we'll have to pull back on some of the wonderful in-person meetings that were starting to emerge within the church. And but we wanted to reflect on what we can do.
Yep.
We've been doing that throughout this journey. What can we do in order to stand firm as his people?
Yep.
And I just want to reflect at the onset of this notice is that we are all so unique. The way God has created us to be, and our responses throughout this pandemic, as to the news, has been different. It's been a mixture of different emotions. Just on Saturday, I wonder how many of us felt sort of more like, do you know what I mean? Here we go again, a weariness, of adapting again. For something like Stu, it's like full of opportunity and full of ideas. Whereas for some, gosh, here we go again, the isolation and the loss of community. And then for others, a sense of real relief, the pressure coming away from the NHS and the protection on people that are vulnerable. And of course, that is so important. And that's why this is happening. So as we consider going forward, the most important thing, as we said at the committee together, is the importance of staying connected. Yet we're recognizing that in all of this, one size does not fit all, because we are all different personalities.
That's right.
For some, the online service on Sunday morning, it just brings a continuity. Sunday morning, meeting together as God's family. And that really floats your boat. For people like Joanna, oh my, the coffee and chat on Zoom after the online service, that's it. That is such an important connection for you. And we're just exploring lots of different ways to maybe open up some prayer rooms. So if you want prayer off the back of a talk, and also the whole thing of just making sure there's a level of response as we come off the back of a talk. So that might float your boat. But for others, it isn't that. It's more the intimacy you get by the small group, the connect group that you're in. And that's so valuable to you. And yet still for others, I think this season has been incredibly disorientating. And actually to stay connected to one or two people that you feel safe with is absolutely the thing that's important for you.
That's right.
One size will not fit all, but the importance of staying connected to his body, because we have an enemy that likes to isolate us and to pick us off. And we want to come out of this, that the church is still together as God's people, but that we've not lost anybody.
That's right.
So how can we, what can we do in these new government regs? What can we do? Well, we can walk together. Hey! We've got a bright and sunny day today. And we can walk one-on-one with each other, as long as we're socially distanced. That's something we can do. With that, just for those that have preschoolers, as an adult, as a parent, you can meet with another parent with a preschooler. That is allowed within the government guidelines. We can phone each other. There's so many ways that we can connect in this time. We've got to using social media well. And I was just thinking the other day, when God drops a name into your heart, somebody you haven't seen, or just a name drops into your heart, that I think that's God going and like that. He's reminding you of somebody, and that response back to him. Should I be praying for them? Shall I just give them a ring? Shall I give them a word of encouragement through a text or something like that? But that's a really important thing that we can be doing in this season.
That's right.
The trustees, as well as always through this, are working very hard for us to keep looking at the altering guidelines. And one thing they're particularly looking into is whether we can actually do a daytime support group in this season. So watch this space to see if that happens. I also want to draw your attention to our website, which Viv has been working on extremely hard. And there's a section in resources called Wellbeing. And there you'll see a number of different articles and references to a great organisation called Mind and Soul Foundation that produce a number of really helpful articles that really ensure that we're looking after our mental health. We stay healthy in this time. Viv will also post on there just an article I saw on the BBC, 5 tips on retaining mental health during this season. I found it really helpful. And finally, we can pray. When I woke up on Sunday morning, I just thought, gosh, God, this is a season of intercession, praying for our nation. Yeah. And Stu's going to just fill you in to what that will look like. We're planning that for Sunday, the 22nd of November, starting for a week. Stu.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so put it in your diary. So kicking off that Sunday evening on the 22nd of November, we want to have a prayer week together. And this is really, joining in with all the other churches in the UK. And for us at City Valley, again, one size doesn't fit all. So there'll be what we'll produce is different opportunities for you to pray in the way that most fit to where you're at. So we'll be doing Zoom prayer meetings at different times of the day. I know if you know Gaynor, 7:30 on a Wednesday morning when we have our regular weekly prayer meeting. Actually, she's still in bed when she zooms in on that. So we're not all early risers, but we'll have different time slots during the day to be able to pray together on Zoom. We'll also produce a prayer sheet with prayer points that you can pray on your own at different times of your choosing. And then, of course, you'll also be able to arrange that kind of walk together with one other person and go on a prayer walk. And obviously encourage you if you can do that. So, lots of different ways we can be creative, really off the back of all the input that we were given in the prayer course. And so, let's be praying. Obviously, we can pray before that time, but let's be remembering that particular prayer week. More details to follow. Just one thing, I know, the Father's House, obviously, it's going to be online next Sunday evening. But we had a Father's House on Friday evening last week, our last in-person time together for a while. And I just heard from Linda that she was feeling unwell, so she wasn't able to come. But actually, rather than be there in her room on that Friday evening and feel like she was missing out, actually she made a really good choice, and she chose to put on the TV, the YouTube channel with some worship videos and just enjoyed worshiping Jesus. And I think this is going to be a really important season for us to keep encouraging each other, church, to make these good choices.
Absolutely. And let's finish with these words from Paul. Finally, church, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand. We love you, church.
Yeah, love you lots.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Bye.
See you Sunday. Bye for now.